Good morning. I hope you're watching my channel, and I hope the topics that I talk about help you one way or the other. If not you, somebody else close to you, and improves their life. And that's the very purpose of me making these videos. Anyway, moving forward, as I always say, have you ever come across people who are sick, in pain, who've had a little accident, are taken to hospital, and they are petrified, literally petrified of what's going to happen? Some of them, even before rolling into the hospital, are crying as though somebody has, broken them up into pieces. While I respect their feeling, I can understand the fright, I can understand the confusion that they must be going through, but there is a way to handle this crisis, this unfortunate thing that has happened to you. It's a part of life again, intentionally or unintentionally. Nobody wants to fall sick, nobody wants to have an accident, but it happens due to carelessness, negligence, or overconfidence. It can be any of it. However, I went through something like this recently. 3 days ago, I had to ship myself to the hospital with the help of a friend, of course, because I developed this excruciating pain on the right side of my leg. It was something like, it's like electricity of hundreds of volts going through your leg, and acute discomfort. You can't walk. You feel you're going to fall off all the time. And the only thing that gave me some relief, because this thing started at 3 a.m. and some relief, was a hot pack. So the hot pack gave me some relief, but it didn't work. And that's when I realized that I needed to get to a hospital. So while I understood the pain was there, I understood where it was generating from, and I knew there was no immediate relief. Even if I was to take medicine, it would not help. This required something quicker and something from an expert, which means a doctor. So anyway, while I understood this, and the reason why I understood this was because I accepted the pain. I accepted what had happened. I didn't go into a panic. I didn't start crying. I didn't start yelling. I silenced myself and I observed what was happening to my body, the lower half of my body, especially the right hand side. Even now, as I'm talking to you, the pain is there, but much, much less because of the medication. Anyway, so I reached out. Luckily, I had the phone next to me. I reached out to my friend. He was kind enough to come across and take me across. So my friend was kind enough to come, and with great difficulty, with a walking stick, I walked across to the lift, into the car, and then got wheelchair into the emergency. Now the strange thing is, while I was in extreme pain, the moment I got into emergency, the doctor came and he asked me what happened. I said, look, I've got a pain down my right leg. I immediately need a paracetamol IV to release the pain. Then we can go on from there. He was shocked. How did this man know what to say? And it was very accurate. So anyway, I was put onto the emergency bed and was wired up for the blood pressure and the other parameters that they need to check, what they call as the vitals. And the drip was put. 25 minutes, I could feel the pain subsiding. Then they said, look, we need to take it through an MRI because it looks like a nerve compression. Now, normally what happens is the nerves which are there in our body, if they get compressed by something, and in my case, it was the backbone, the discs and the backbone. So you have the two discs and you have the nerves here. So it was being pressed. And that was the reason why I had this acute pain. And a lot of us have this problem. It is known as the lumbar compression of the nerve. So for me, it was the L4 and the L5. And if you look it up and Google it, you'll see it. Very common, very, very common with our kind of lifestyle, the running around that we do for work, picking up heavy stuff, thinking that we are King Kong or Tarzan. You call yourself whatever you like, doesn't matter about the gender, but we tend to do things without realizing what our body is really capable of. So anyway, what I'm talking about is I also did that, thinking I'm being great, but least realizing the damage I'm causing to my own spine. Anyway, so the MRI took place, and a lot of people are very, very scared of going into the MRI machine. They have the claustrophobic problem, they get scared, then that noise that comes, because it's magnetic, so you'll hear that noise. So the way I handled it, which I've figured out some time back, is when they put those muffs and they put you in, don't look at where you're going. Close your eyes, pick up any movie, pick up any song, or if you want, start singing yourself in a low tone, of course. Start singing. Try and, find the rhythm between the magnetic revolutions and the resonance that goes like dug, 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 dug. And you try and create music along with it. Okay? So, sounds very difficult, but trust me when I say this, I've done it and it works. Okay? Or play a movie in your mind with this kind of a background score. Time actually goes very quickly. And then, when the thing moves inside the chamber, you will know what is happening. So it's basically being conscious, but don't open your eyes. Okay? And you're not supposed to move. So what else to do? Because you have to go through that process. So to lighten the burden, you have to create something. You have to make up something that helps you tide through those 25 or 40 minutes, depending on what kind of an MRI you're going through. So this is what I do, and I go through it. And the best part is there's no retake like a movie. Otherwise, the process becomes very long. So anyway, MRI finishes, I come back, and the neurosurgeon comes and he tells me that, look, you got compression and it's very, very bad. We need to take you through surgery. And you have to do it now, literally now. So I said, hold on. There's no such urgency. I said, look, I just can't walk into surgery. I need to think it out. I need to talk to people. You just discharge me. So he says, then I'll write in the report in your discharge summary that you are refusing surgery. I said, please do write, and I will sign it. He was taken aback when I said that. Thing is, my friends, what I'm trying to point out to here is your state of mind when you go through situations like this. If you are hassled, if you are confused, if you get scared, you will not be able to see with clarity. See what is logically required. Knowledge plays a very big role also. How well versed and knowledgeable are you in situations like this when you are taken to a hospital? What happens in the emergency room? What is the likelihood of a doctor coming and telling you something as, extreme as you need surgery now? Okay? You may require surgery, but there's nothing urgent unless it's life-threatening. Okay, then there's no question of thinking. You just do it and have faith in the doctors. But to take a decisive decision, to do it with clarity, without getting scared, where you're able to plan out the whole thing properly, because it's not an easy thing. It's not just a 1 day, 2 day affair. And something which deals with the nerves, which deals with the back, the spine, or bones, or whatever. It is a clear 1 month process, end to end. So if you are not calm in your mind, if you don't have faith in the process of the medicals on the medical side, process of your own body going through the process, no, you can't run away from it. It is there. The pain is there. The accident has happened. The illness has happened. It's there. So first thing first, accept it. Second, how eager are you to confront it and overcome the pain and the discomfort? Discomfort will be there, pain will be there, because the body is going to go through that adjustment again. with the help of medication, with the help of comfort of the hospital or at home, and the people providing you the support. Faith in your own self, in your body that you will heal, faith in the system, which is the medical system, faith in the support that you're getting around you. And with one focused vision that you see yourself standing up, walking again, and getting on with life and doing whatever you like to do and improve in the process. And that's exactly what I've done. It's day 5 now. I'm on my medication. I've started a little bit of my exercise because I again was told by another doctor, which I consulted, and he said that, look, you may require surgery, but that's in the long, maybe 4 or 5 years later. But as of now, you can be back to normal with discipline, exercise, and certain things you need to be cautious about, like no picking of heavy weights and slowing down when you walk, at least for a couple of days. Easily done. I know myself, I want to do a lot of things in life. I have a lot of things to achieve for my own growth. So, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the help I got, for the right time, the intervention I got at the right time, for the ability to stay calm and say what I said, and the ability to once again come back in front of the camera and talk to you. Now that's the vision I have, that I must come back to all of you and keep sharing with you my little stories and my experiences. Again, I only talk of my experience. Each one of you will have your own coping mechanism when something like this comes up. But one thing I leave you with, you have the capacity to cope, you have the endurance ability, and you have the mindset. You just have to be patient to find it. And believe in yourself and the universe that is there to protect you and guide you. And live with gratitude. Gratitude. Have a lovely day.